Good afternoon, this is Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends Blogspot. It's Monday, the 18th of June, 2007, and although summer doesn't officially begin till Thursday, the 21st, it sure felt like a summer day today as far as trading goes. Very low volume, very small range in the markets. The S&P 500 spiders closed down with 14-cent loss, about 0.09%. When we look at the intraday time frame, you can see a real tight range in here. Whole lot of nothing happening in the overall index. There were, obviously some good moves in some of the stocks we'll look at shortly. But the S&P 500, I think we've got to look at the best potential level of support right now continues to be around 152. Probably a little bit of significance at 152.50 as well. But I think that 152 highs from last week, early last week that is, are going to be the more significant level of support. That's where this market really found the buyers retaking control as it pushed past that resistance level. That's where we had the higher high in there that really made the buyers take back control. But again, on the daily time frame, we've got a crossing the 10-day moving average rather crossed down through the 20-day moving average. That tells me that the short-term trend is lower, intermediate term kind of neutral, longer-term trend up. So all in all, we're in an uptrend, but I think that we're going to see just more of a range-bound type market setting up, and that kind of makes sense for us entering the summer season. In fact, it might seem a little bit too fitting that we would have a neutral market. So we'll just keep an eye on that and continue to listen to the markets rather than interject my own opinion into what's happening here. The Nasdaq 100 did finish with a slight gain, 6 cents higher today. So another new high for the Nasdaq 100 as far as the last couple of years go. And this market last week looked like it sucked in a lot of shorts. It didn't break support at 46. A lot of people were looking at a head and shoulders top that didn't exist, and those people got squeezed to the long side here. And this is, again, the level of most important level of potential support, I think, is 47.20. Very similar to that level in the Nasdaq, the S&P 500, which is the 152 level, because that's where the buyers took control here in the Nasdaq. Nasdaq a little bit stronger, but you can see, again, real light volume today. One of the lightest volume days of the year, it looks like to me, just eyeballing it, and a very tight range as well. So very short term, we've got a little bit of resistance here at 47.90 or so. That's where we see new highs above that level. 47.65, and then down to 47.20 are the key levels I would keep an eye on as far as potential support levels go. The semiconductors have been the leaders recently, and they continue to outperform a little bit today with a gain of 0.31% or a 12-cent gain in the SMH. Last week we were looking for a move up towards the $38 level based on this inverted head and shoulders pattern on the intraday time frame. We got the market to move up to that level, and I said it doesn't mean it's a reason to sell or sell short. In fact, we've got a new closing high once again for the semiconductors. Great looking weekly chart, and I think it should continue higher, although in the short term it looks a little bit extended. Maybe some support near 38 and then 37.50. I'd like to see a pullback down to 37.50, but there's just no evidence of that materializing yet, so you don't want to look for a short sale opportunity. We've got all the moving averages heading higher on this 10-minute time frame, so to me it seems foolish to be looking for a short sale. We've also got the Russell 2000 broke past the 83 level last Thursday, I guess it was, and held above there. And then we had that big gap on Friday. Market held on to most of those gains. Today it looked like they were selling off early on, but then did recover and basically closed down 15%, 15 cents, 0.18%. And on the daily time frame, I think we're more neutral in this market as well. We've got those 10 and 20-day moving average crossing. So really not a lot to report here today as far as the overall market goes. Let's take a look at the stocks I had mentioned over the weekend, starting with Cypress Semiconductor. Wanted to buy this one, I said, above 22.20. That occurred right here. It did pull back, but didn't go down below our stop at 21.98. So let's keep our stop, though, at 21.98 at this point. And let's take a look at Schwab, SCHW. I suggested buying this stock above 21.85. That occurred right here. And I also suggested a stop of 21.58. The low today was 21.59. Let's keep our stop at 21.58. That seems to be a good place for it. Zhone, ZHNE. A lot of people on YouTube were commenting that a couple people maybe said that they like these small stocks, and when I see them, I'll point them out, but I'm not going to look for them. I don't look for $100 stocks. I don't look for $2 stocks. I just look for opportunities, regardless of what the price is. I suggested buying this one above $1.50 today, so you should have purchased at 151. Our stop had been at 143. Let's raise that up to 149 in ZHNE. PDC I had suggested as a long play above 1505. We could get at that, let's say about 1508. Let's now raise the stop to $14.96. It was at $14.81. And then finally we had one short sale to look at, and that was Bank of America, symbol BAC. What I'd suggested here was a rally up to $50.15 and then to sell short weakness below 50. It only made up to 50.14, so no trade in BAC today.